Morning session of the Board of County Commissioners' regular scheduled board meeting. At this time, we are very pleased to recognize a special team, football team in our community, and I'm going to pass things over to Commissioner White to do the introductions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and all of my colleagues. Today I'm very, very proud to introduce to our community the Tampa Catholic High School football team and their head coach, Bob Henriquez, and Principal Tom Reedy of Tampa Catholic. I'd like to bring them up and present this certificate of commendation, and then I'll go over some brief comments. But I'd like Principal Reedy and Bob Henriquez to come up, please. This commendation said, presented to the Tampa Catholic High School Crusaders football team for a great 11-2 season, winning the district championships and for the second consecutive regional championship, and returning to the Florida High School Athletics Association Class B Championships game in Orlando on December 12, 2009. On behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, Hillsborough County, Florida, we congratulate you and wish you the very best for your future in athletic endeavors. And I'd like to present this to the principal, actually, where he can take this back and hang this up in the lobby of Tampa Catholic High School, and I will present Coach Bob Henriquez with something else in just a moment. But I'd like to take a picture real quick. Now, for some of you that don't know, don't go anywhere, gentlemen, don't go anywhere, this is the second time in 3 years that Coach Henriquez has been able to take this team to the championship game in Orlando. And Bob continues to serve our community and support athletics and molding the character and shape of young men in our community to help them be competitive and help them be the best that they can be and bring out the best in them to be the most competitive on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Coach Henriquez is no stranger to public service. He served in the Florida legislature for 8 years, 4 terms, as state representative for District 58. We were a little concerned about Principal Reedy when we went down to Fort Lauderdale to play Chaminade. That was his, Chaminade Madonna, that was his alma mater. And he was kind of on the fence. He didn't know who to root for, but when he had all these guys behind him, he knew quickly to put on his green and white. But we have about 24 to 26 seniors that are on this team that the coach instills in them education, education, education. And not only do they excel on the field, they excel in the classroom as well. I believe over 80% of the seniors that are on this team are being nationally recruited by schools such as University of South Florida, Florida State, Florida, Ohio, Tennessee, Georgia, Morgan State, Rutgers, Syracuse, Louisville, Kansas, and we even have one that's being actively recruited by Harvard. I'm sorry, no Naval Academy, Mr. Sharp. But, and I think that goes a long way to show the dedication that these young men have to athletics as well as academics, and it goes to show the great commitment that Tampa Catholic wants to instill in their players academically. That's preceded by Principal Reedy, and athletically by Coach Henriquez. And at this point in time, I'd like Principal Reedy to come up and say a few words, and then have Coach Henriquez come up and then introduce his coaching staff.
Thank you, Commissioner White. Thank you to the Board of County Commissioners for having us today. It's an honor for us to be here. I first excuse my voice, I'm getting over a cold, but I want to make it very clear to all of our players that there was no question who I was rooting for that evening down in Fort Lauderdale. There was no win I enjoyed more than that win at my alma mater, Chaminade Madonna High School down in Fort Lauderdale. So I thank them for that. When we talk about Tampa Catholic, we talk about 3 aspects that all of the young men and women that go to our school have, and those 3 aspects are faith, excellence, and family. And I can assure you that the young men that are behind me and their coaches have instilled in the young men, and the young men have demonstrated all of these aspects, not only in the classroom, not only in the football field, but in the community. And Many of them come from different areas of Hillsborough County, and each of them are required to be a part of their community, and Tampa Catholic ensures that they understand that they have a commitment to give back for everything that they have received. So I thank you for having us, and I too would like to congratulate Coach Enriquez, his coaching staff, and all of his players for the great job that they did this year in representing our school and taking it so far. So thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. It's a pleasure to see all of you, and it's an honor, and I'm humbled to represent Tampa Catholic and the Tampa Catholic football team here today. I was blessed to graduate from Tampa Catholic, may I say, many years ago now, and have had the opportunity to lead this team now as 14 years as a head coach at Tampa Catholic. In those years, 12 straight years, we've been in the playoffs, and we've been very fortunate over the last 3 years in particular to reach 2 state finals and a state semifinal. And it really speaks to the young men that are seated behind me, their efforts. I think that many of you, I know Commissioner Norman, Commissioner Hagan, Commissioner Sharp, all of you have been involved at one time or another with amateur athletics, and understand the commitment that it takes, especially at a place like Tampa Catholic, that stresses the academic side of things, to balance everything that you have to do to be successful. And these guys, we ask an awful lot of them on the practice field, off the field and on the field, and most importantly in the classroom. They've exemplified everything that I think that we're trying to strive for at Tampa Catholic. And I'm blessed and honored to have the chance to lead them into battle a few times a year. And we've been successful, but more importantly, I think we've been successful in turning out fine citizens that will make a difference, positive difference in this community in the future. So we thank you for this honor. We hope to be before you again with a state championship next time, but we'll keep striving for it. But again, thank you very much. Happy New Year, and we appreciate the honor. Oh, and I had the opportunity, a couple of my coaches were able to make it. Some are on the way, some are lost. Luckily, they know how to get to Tampa Catholic. But I have Coach John Billett, JB, as we all know him. He grew up with Commissioner Hagan. They went to high school together, so we probably have some stories on the two of them, but we won't tell them here today. We have another Chamberlain grad here, Coach Kerry Bender, who's been with us, with me as a coach for many, many years and does an outstanding job. I know that Coach Kayan, our kicking coach, is on the way as well. Some of the coaches that couldn't be here today, Coach Steve Cash, who's been with us as our defensive coordinator, who's actually off to coach for 6 months as a head coach for a team in the Euro Football League in Austria. He usually goes on a ski trip. This is one heck of a ski trip this time of the year. And then Coach David Lewis, I want to especially mention him as well, a former Buccaneer who's been with me for many years, and all of the coaching staff that do such a wonderful job. And I'd like to also mention our spouses that do so much or give so much of themselves to allow us, our significant others and spouses that allow us to do this. So, and our jobs that give us enough flexibility to do it as well. So thank you again for this honor.
Mr. Chairman, I know we're going to have some comments, but before we do, I'd like to present Coach Enriquez, JB, Coach Carey, and Coach David Lewis is not here today. But from our deepest gratitude, we give you all the coaches, Tampa Catholic High School, County, and for all of the great things that you all do in molding our young men into leadership. It all depends. This is so, yeah. Let me hold it.
Good picture.
And somebody, who's it? And real quickly, I'm sure some of the commissioners want to make comments. But young men, if you all will get ready, just stand up. We're going to file single file. Just want everybody to mention your name and your position, and that's it. So we can wrap this up and move on. So, commissioners, if anybody has any comments for. young man.
Commissioner Flita.
Yeah, I'll make a couple of comments. Bobby, first of all, it is wonderful to see you, and thank you for sharing that picture. Your baby is beautiful. To the team, congratulations, guys. And it's very apparent to me. I've known Bobby for a long time, and your success is certainly a result of his leadership. I know that on a personal level and on a professional level. So congratulations to what you all have done. You already set the bar, Coach. That means we need to see you again next year. Thank you for what you've done for Tampa Catholic. I know it's been important to you for a long, long time. And what you do in terms of nurturing the leadership here at Tampa Catholic is also important to us. So thank you for coming down. And again, congratulations to everybody. It's obviously a team effort. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Sharp.
Coach, I just want to as well just tell you just how honored and proud we are to have you here today. You're just a fabulous individual. I've known you for a number of years and really deeply respect you just as a person, but also as just someone who's conscientious and wants to give back. And I know that when you left the legislature, you're looking for a challenge, and you got a great one here at Tampa Catholic with some great young men who I know are going to go do some fantastic things. I'm a big fan. I love watching it. So I look forward to seeing some of you play at the collegiate level. And for the rest of you, I know this is an outstanding experience for you as well, and I just wish you the very best when you go into college and into the future. And thank you again, Coach, and the principal. Thank you for coming here. This is a fantastic, fantastic opportunity. And Commissioner White, thank you for bringing this to the board.
Commissioner Norman.
Yeah, and Coach, I've had the highest respect for you all over the years, both your service and public, but this kind of service, I've had that opportunity, and I know what that does to you and your heart, and having to touch each and every one of these lives and how they will go on to a future, and that you will be a part of that from now on, and I know you know that. But to every player there, let me just say, what's been talked about all today is about football and accomplishment and that sort of thing, but never forget one thing. It's your parents that got you there. It's your parents that sacrifice. Y'all have great careers, but never forget that family and how they have made that ultimate sacrifice to put you in the places that you are. They supported you from a young kid all the way up to this, and they'll continue to support you. But that kind of family support, and I know Bob's mentioned that to you probably 1,000 times, that was the strongest part of my team, was my family organization. And I know Bob instills that. And please, guys, as good as you may be, you'll never, ever have another family that'll stand up for you like that. And I've just, again, I also want to thank Commissioner White, having great young men and great leaders in our community. It's always a blessing for us to see you. And one other thing, when they come around, let's also say which ones are seniors that will be their last time at Tampa Catholic.
And Coach, I also want to congratulate you on your second consecutive regional championship and for returning to the state finals. You've developed a powerhouse of a program, and we are all extremely proud of you and this team. Thank you for everything that you're doing, not only in teaching these young men about football, but about some of life's greatest lessons. You are truly a leader in our community, and we appreciate everything that you've done for Tampa Catholic and for Hillsborough County. I just want to say to these young men, as a former athlete, I can tell you that you're making friendships and memories that will last a lifetime. As Coach said, I went to high school with Coach Bender and with Coach Billett. Got some very fond memories of playing ball and doing some other things with Coach Billett that we will not go into right now. But he's a good man. I also want to thank JB for his leadership and everything he does for these young men right here. So thank you, JB. But years from now, when you're old men like us sitting up here, you will still sit back and have very fond memories of your time here at I was the youngest, and then Commissioner Beckner got elected, and so now he's the youngest. But you'll have fond memories. You'll have war stories to tell about your times at Tampa Catholic and your experiences on the football field. And lastly, Commissioner Norman touched on this. I do want to thank all the parents, the coaches, and as Coach said, the spouses, for all the hard work and sacrifices you make so that these young men can play ball. Something that should never be forgotten. So.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. I don't think that these guys should be shy about telling us some of those stories about you. I would like to use that against you. So.
Different time, different place.
Okay.
Zach Grant, wide receiver. I'm a junior.
Carson Bomar, junior, safety.
Connor Lewis, junior, wide receiver.
Frank Gardenia, senior defensive tackle.
Zach Dyer, sophomore, wide receiver.
Derek Martin, sophomore, quarterback.
Oh.
Reed Fisher, sophomore, linebacker.
Michael Pellavita, junior, kicker and punter.
Steven Giacomo, junior, safety.
Sergio Noriega, senior, corner.
Michael Torres, senior, linebacker.
Miguel Charneco, senior, linebacker.
Sean Garvey, senior, D-end.
RJ Martin, senior, offensive line.
Austin Aikens, sophomore, wide receiver.
Kendrick Minchin, freshman, corner.
Austin Ross Miller, senior, and left tackle.
I'm Michael Graziano. I'm a senior, and I play right guard on the offensive line.
Joseph Vogel, junior tight end.
Ramsey Murr, D-line, junior.
Anthony Scalabroni, senior, D-line.
Matt Gibbons, senior, offensive line.
Stephen Moorjohn, junior, center.
David Valdez, offensive line, junior.
Matt Arisco, senior, offensive line.
Adam Brand, I'm a junior, and I play wide receiver.
Tyler Robb, linebacker, junior.
Austin Griffin, receiver, junior.
James St. Mark, DN, senior.
Ty Holder, corner, sophomore.
Taylor Timmons, sophomore, defensive end.
Brandon Mendoza, senior linebacker.
Henry McLeod, senior, running back.
Jeremy Wilkes, senior, corner.
Angel DeCobo, junior linebacker.
Well, they don't get that.
Cameron King, senior, wide receiver.
Mike Gonzalez, senior, receiver.
Kevin White, senior, center.
DJ Williams, senior quarterback.
Chris Lundy, starting safety, and senior.
Jordan Jones, senior wide receiver.
Chaz Green, offensive tackle, senior.
Thanks, guys. Mr. Chairman, as most people that come to this podium, I mean, this is the quietest I've ever seen these guys, and being kind of shy coming up here talking low. But I again want to thank you all for the opportunity of having them down here and recognizing Coach Enriquez and the entire Tampa Catholic Athletic Department. I believe our athletic director, Mr. Lanjodi, is in the background here, and I want to recognize him for being here as well, and thank you for the program. Thank you, and I guess that'll conclude unless we have any other comments. But thank you.
Thank you. And we're adjourned.